Jumbo. Hello friends, welcome once again to my YouTube channel. Thanks for joining me. Today we're going to do a little bit of a tour of Old Town Mombasa. It is made up of the town, which is centered on an island as well as part of the mainland. Mombasa town is known as the White and Blue City. This is the country's oldest town and second largest city after the capital of Nairobi, with a population of about 1.2 million people. That's according to the last census that was carried out in 2019. Mombasa Island is connected to the mainland by ferries as well as bridges. This small town is filled with history dating back as far as the 8th century, when Arabs used it as their center of trade for ivory and slaves till the 16th century. The Portuguese were the first Europeans to come to Mombasa, spreading Christianity, then deciding to use Mombasa as a trade center for spices, cotton, and coffee. Thus, Fort Jesus was constructed. Now, here you can see me just touring around Fort Jesus. I don't actually go inside, but that is possible, and you can actually do that when you come. There are agents outside the Fort Jesus who can take you inside and give you a very comprehensive tour. The Fort Jesus is the place where the Portuguese would basically barricade themselves whenever they faced any threats, local or otherwise. What I did on my tour, I basically went down the long winding street through the older sections of Mombasa. This way you get a chance to see a lot of the culture, the local culture, as well as the influences that have come in over all the years and all the history that is actually embedded into this town. Mombasa changed hands from the Portuguese to the Omani Arabs, whose influence can also be felt in the architecture, the food, the dress code within Mombasa. You can just have a look here at basically what the old town looks like, with the buildings and the balconies that come outwards. The old town of Mombasa is made up of these narrow streets that interconnect. It's like a labyrinth. And if you're not sure of where you are, you could easily get lost. And that's why it's always advisable to have a guide when you take a tour around Old Town Mombasa. Yes, I know I don't have a guide at the moment, but then again, I've been through these streets a multitude of times. I know my way around, and I speak the local language. The locals are very friendly in Mombasa. They're always willing to help you and always willing to listen. Among the gems that you're likely to find in Old Town is the very first hotel that was opened in Kenya. In 1895, the British took over the control of Mombasa. By 1898, in the port of Mombasa, British ships began to arrive from India, loaded with goods and tools to build the famous railway that will connect what was then the first city of Kenya with the protectorate of Uganda. These ships brought in Indian workers to work on the railway. They also brought in merchants, adventurers, and settlers all the way from Goa, Calicut, and Bombay, all of them trying their new business in a new land. This is how a couple of Indian businessmen decided to open the first hotel in Kenya along the Vasco da Gama Road, that is the main artery of the old town starting from Fort Jesus. The architecture in this part of town is simply amazing. I love the balconies, I love the doors, such intricate designs, and to believe that some of these doors are so old and these designs have been passed on from so many different cultures, from the Portuguese to the Arabs to the Indians to the British, and all of it is just right there waiting for you to experience it. Have you ever been on those trips where it's a short trip but there's so much in it and you feel so satisfied at the end? Going through Old Town Mombasa feels just like that. For instance, in 1570, Kenya's third recorded mosque was established in Old Town Mombasa. After over 500 years, it still stands and is used by some of the members of the Muslim community in Mombasa. That is the Mandri Mosque. Its rectangular shape with a minaret at the end gives evidence of the ancient Swahili architecture here. And we'll be winding up our tour at the end of the road where we find Forodhani, which means the port or the harbor, as it was used. Be sure to try out some Swahili cuisine at the Forodhani restaurant. I'll be sharing a video on that soon. I just love the doors that you find here. I think they're a real gem. You find this kind of doors actually in places like Lamu, also in Malindi you'll find a few buildings with them. They're part and parcel of the coastal culture. And they're so beautiful, I just wish I could take one of them with me. This brings us to the end of our short tour. I hope you enjoyed it and that it's been educational and that you'll be joining me again soon for another tour. Thank you for joining me. Please like and share this video with your friends to help them get to know more about Mombasa.